The bubonic plague, one of the deadliest and most terrifying sicknesses of all time that caused millions of deaths throughout the entire world, had its origins in Greece in 430 BCE, when General Thucydides of Athens noted in a personal journal what could have been sightings of the bubonic plague. The sickness had a major outbreak in 1333 AD in Hebei, China. At the time, trading was a huge part of China's economy, so in 1347, European ships were exposed to the disease and brought it back with them to Messina, Italy. By the time the town tried to refuse ships from their port so the plague wouldn't spread, it was already too late and an epidemic broke out. From 1347 to 1353, the disease spread across Europe, hitting France, Spain, Germany, Great Britain, Portugal, and even way north in Ireland, Norway, Sweden, and Russia. In 1353, the bubonic plague slowed down, and death rates that were 30% to 70% of an entire country's population went down. However, this was not the end for the deadly illness. It had multiple other outbreaks in England, India, China, Austria, and Australia, killing well over 20 to 50 million people. The plague was caused by a bacteria called Yersinia pestis that was carried by rats in their blood. Fleas would often drink this blood, but were unable to swallow it. So they would transfer the bacteria when they landed on a human, bit them, and regurgitated that blood onto the open wound. The bubonic plague was especially dangerous because it was highly contagious and fast acting. The infected would die within a couple of days. There were three variations of the plague: bubonic, pneumatic, and septicemic. The bubonic form was transmitted by the bite of an infected animal, most commonly rats and fleas. The infected would develop large and painful lymph glands called buboes that often became black. Also, their skin would start to decay and decompose. The second version, pneumatic, was spread from person to person by inhaling the bacteria that was found in a sick person's sneeze and cough. This version spread like wildfire because it only took one cough and an entire town could be infected. The infected's lungs would quickly liquefy within a few days, and they would cough up their own lungs. The last form, septicemic, spread when an open sore or cut on a healthy person came into contact with the bodily fluids of an infected person. In this version, the infected would develop a fever, chills, abdominal pain, which would lead to organ failure and hemorrhaging, aka internal bleeding.